A 1 percentage move by the Fed possibly next week. I mean, that must instill fear in your clients' eyes.
So the key question when we look at the markets is what has already been priced in.
Yeah.
So if we look at the max drawdown that we've had, the maximum drawdown in terms of the equity downdraft, we were down about 24% high to low in the S&P 500. So to a certain extent, that has already priced in a recession. So if the Fed continues, whether it's exactly 75 or 100, and whether the next hike is 50 basis points, then 25. When we look at these numbers, we're saying the goal is to slow down the economy. Our base case is that they avert a recession.
Yeah.
And in that case...
That's optimistic.
You know, there's an incredible range of economists with different numbers, many of whom we respect a huge amount. So at one end of the spectrum, you have people like Jason Furman, former chair of the Council of Economic Advisors for President Obama. At the other end, you have a former colleague of ours, Bill Dudley, former vice chair of the FOMC. One is at 25% probability of recession, the other is at 60. So there is a huge spectrum from very well-informed people. So our base case is somewhere between 45 and 55% through the end of 2023. That's not enough to make a decision to go underweight equities when you've already had such a downdraft.
Does that leave the US as something of a safe haven then, that analysis?
We have had an investment theme of US preeminence. Just to give you a really incredible statistic, if you look at the returns for the S&P 500, since the trough of the global financial crisis, it's up about 16%. Then you look at Eurozone, you look at UK equities, they're about up 8% annualized, and then China at 7%. You might look at those numbers and say that's not a big difference. Compounded over 13 years, U.S. equities are up about 750%. So if you have $100, 100 pounds, 100 euros, that would be worth $750. Then you're talking about, actually, it's up 650%, so about $750. Then you look at, if you had invested in, let's say, European stocks, UK stocks, that would be about 300, and Chinese equities only up 250.